do want to wish the Minister well in her work in this very, very vital and important area. And I want to ask you a number of questions, Minister. You won't have time to reply, but you might write to me, please. One is about the current stage of the crisis house in Clonmel and a commencement date for that house, where it is at. And also about the jigsaw rollout in Tipperary. Is the headquarters internals procured, and is it being fitted out and ready to start? When will we have a start date? And how many hubs are we going to have in the outreach in towns like Clonmel, Carrick-on-Suir, Tipperary town in the south of the county, and indeed Killinall, Ballingarry, and up into Nina and the rural area up in Rossgrey as well. So it's never more badly needed. People are talking about a tsunami coming down the line. We are in the tsunami. We're in it. It's here. We're immersed in it. And young people, from the cradle to the grave, really from young people from school age and secondary school, people doing the leaving this year, were in 5th year last year, students going back to college or trying to go back, or trying to start next year. Huge issues and huge angst there, and they can't do what they normally do. You know, young people, they need to live their lives, and they can't. I also think the older people are locked away cocooning, and the relentless news from RTE and figures and frightening them, and Deputy McSherry's figures were telling. And that's happening everywhere. We have far more people dying by their own hands, sadly, suicide, than have died that I know of with the virus. And listen, anybody who dies with the virus, I'll get seriously ill. I had one on this morning, constituent. You know, it's a horrible situation to be in, and they can't grieve properly, and they can't have a proper funeral or send off or be with their loved ones. So it's awful. But we must look at the knock-on consequences with the mental health people, with people with mental health issues. I want to salute Trudy Lauder, a Laois girl now living in Tipperary, and she's a new scheme for country music, a renowned singer, reaching out, where she's getting artists, loved artists, ring patrons of theirs who really like those artists, and it's been a great success, and thank Tip FM as well for supporting it. Anything we can do. I want to support Seesaw in Clonmel, and Joe Lahey and May Walsh there and others, and the volunteers, the work to do. I was very disappointed last week to read about the wages and the high wages of the chief executives in charitable companies. That really is not where we want to be. We all go out and support those walks and everything else, and that was in the light. But when we see this, it's not necessary. There's a greed is everywhere. But look, what we want now is help and support for our people as a nation, indeed, as I said, and we need to have more funding put into mental health. We're only at 5 and 6%, where other European countries are at 12. And when we send back, as there's 400 million in the budget yesterday we passed here to allow it to be held on this year, it wouldn't spend last year. It's shocking to see the neglect in mental health, and people can't spend the money that's needed. Thank you.